Working on the trailer again today. I haven't done anything more with the ramps other than grind the tabs off from the old pieces that were welded to it. And I'm working on putting them under the trailer. And I was thinking about removing this ramp here and putting them in there side by side, but I figured I'd just leave those right there. And I'm gonna put these new ramps up here. And I went down to my steel yard and I got some more steel to work with. I couldn't find scrap I needed, so I needed to get brand new steel. And I welded them up into angle iron pieces because they didn't have the angle iron I was looking for. They just had strapping, so I'll show you those in a minute. Here are those pieces of strapping I was talking about welding into angles, and I'll use those to put on the bottom of the trailer to suspend my ramp from. And these larger plates here will go on the ends of these angle pieces that'll hang out from underneath the deck and kind of just make it look a little better and give you a place to step or something. So I finished putting on the new trailer ramps and the attachments. You can see how they're put on here. And come out just like this on the other side. On the deck here you can see new decking, and that's what we're going to get started on next. I noticed there are a lot of other boards here that are just about ready to fail, like this one, so I don't want to put a car in here again. So I'll have to wait until the decking is on before I test the ramps out, but that's where we stand. These are all Torx.
So what are you doing here?
Oh, we're taking these Torx decking bolts out. What? I just start ripping these out, but they're kind of locked in there. Yeah, look how rotten this was. Now the problem that we have is these boards are full length, and color over here.
I have to cut it.
You can see that the back side here. They fit in, you know, it's like pocketed, but it's like that at each end. They're gonna stick enough. Yeah, that's so rotten. But there's no way to replace these full length. So we got 10 footers and 8 footers. And we're gonna weld another piece of angle iron right here against this one. And put another row of bolts and just have our seam right there. Boy, look how Come here. Look how loose this trailer is without the decking on it. Stand right here with the camera. Watch how much it bends when I get up on here. So this is where the new piece of angle iron is going to go. It's right here. Right here, coming out this way, and that's where our seam will be with our boards. We'll have 10 footers that way, and then it goes this way. I've completed cutting out the boards for the decking. You can see what it's going to look like. There's all the cutoffs. I have a problem here, and the last board here is a little too wide for that last gap, and also you can see up there it's a little more extreme, but you can see the gaps in between the boards because of the way they're bent a little bit. So I guess we're gonna have to take the boards off, and I'll probably just try to take off the boards that are really bent and try to straighten those up by putting them on a joiner and flatten them out. I brought the trailer down to the woodworking shop, and I've decided that instead of joining each one of these boards to get them to fit a little better, I'm just gonna take these two boards here, split the difference, and cut a little off each end, because I've got other projects I want to do. That'll be easier. Got the deck all set up on here, mocked up into place. I'm ready to start drilling the holes for the carriage bolts, and what I've decided I'm going to do is where did I put my marks? There they are. Right here I've marked where I want to start putting the holes. This is the edge of the angle iron here in here, and this is that little mark there is kind of the difference between where it should be, which is here, and where it actually is in the center, because the trailer is not perfectly square. So I'm going to run a chalk line across there, and then I'm going to start drilling my holes. Alright, just like that. Now I'm going to mark in the center of the board and just drill my hole and drop carriage bolt down in there. Well, the decking is all on bolted down now. There was a few of these in here that I need to retighten, so I didn't get them good enough because they started spinning. But I'll have to have someone help me with that. But now it's time to put the anchors back down, and this is what was on it. It mounted right about here. I really don't want to put that back on because I'd have to you know, chisel that out of the board, take the board off and put it on the router or something, but I don't know. I just figured I'd do something different, and I went to Tractor Supply and they got one of these little D-rings here, and from what I could tell or what was on the shelf, this should be stronger than this, and the way this mounts was only these two bolts were in, you know, this piece of angle iron, and the rest were just in the board, which really weren't giving the whole hell of a lot more support. And that's kind of too close there to the edge of the angle iron, so I figured what I'd do was mount it just like that, and that way there, when I hook something onto the trailer, it'll be pulling it, you know, pretty much just like that. And if I did it this way, yeah, I'd be pulling this way and putting a lot of, you know, cross, you know, directional torque on the bolts there. So I figured this would probably be the strongest way to mount it, and that angle iron is pretty strong enough. So I got 6 of those. Actually going to do 1 in each corner and 2 in the middle. I'm thinking I'll probably do it right here in front of the wheel wells, but I've got room in between here, and this is just the piece of angle, so I can just drill right through here and have my bolts here, and I got plenty of clearance where a head of a nut stick out, but I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it on here yet. Maybe I'll measure it and put it right in the middle, I don't know. But I unfortunately forgot the bolts for these things, so I have to go back into town and get those. But I figured I'd come out here and kind of finish this video up, and the next video I'll do a kind of a test of the ramps and the decking and everything, and I'll show you that. So, until then.